All right, we got the Eastern Conference Finals tonight. Prop 5. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick. And at 5 Reasons Sports, I got David Eversole. You can follow him at David W. Eversole. Use the code 5, FIVE. Put down your $5. You get $50 to play right away. PrizePicks, the official fantasy sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Play Stanley Cup playoffs as well, MLB, and more. But we're talking NBA today. Again, put down the 5, get your 50, and play right away. All right, here we got the Knicks. We've got the Pacers. Let me start with the Pacers side tonight. Some of the obvious plays. I was taking a look at some of the popular ones. You can use that tab here on Prize Picks. I'll go through a couple of these and what I like and what I don't. On the Pacers side, a couple of plays that I like here. I would play Halliburton over tonight, and I'd play him over as a scorer. I kind of feel like when you take a look at obviously the numbers he put up last year, he likes this kind of setting. His scoring has started to come up a little bit. I know against Cleveland he had 4 and 11 in the last 2 games. He did score 31, of course. The last one, 22 and 19 in the previous ones prior to that. But I think he's going to need to be more of a scorer in this series. He needs to put pressure on Brunson defensively. And so I don't think it's just about passing, which obviously is something he does very well. The shooting has come back over the course of the season. I'm going to play him over on the 18.5 points. Simple play. I know we'll get to some more complicated ones. Another one, David, that I like on their side, Miles Turner over 7.5, over 6.5 rebounds tonight. Against Cleveland, 11, 8, 3, 7, 7. I do think, again, the Knicks, a little streaky from the three-point line, but they do allow for more rebound opportunities. I was looking at this today. Average 7.2 over his last 5. Play him over on rebounds tonight. What do you like on the Indiana side?
Yeah, I was liking Miles Turner as well. I actually took the Goblin at 4.5. He's been over that, like kind of 12 versus the Knicks historically. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping this isn't like a throwback to the 90s in
Yeah.
terms of the offense with these two teams. But, Indiana's going to have to compete with them in terms of putting the ball in the basket. Look for the sneaky TJ McConnell. He kind of steps up
Mm-hmm.
in big
Yeah.
games. He's a minutes guy, but if he's playing well, he'll get more minutes. If he's out there being a pest, creating turnovers, he's good in the open floor. He's a good finisher at the basket. I like
Mm-hmm.
him over on his points here. I think it's at 6. So he's one of those sneaky plays I like for the Pacers. I like a little bit more on the Knicks side, but I did like that number for TJ. I think that's a pretty low number.
Okay, I'm looking at one more here. On the let's switch over to the Knicks side. Jalen Brunson, 7 3-pointers attempted, but over that number 6 of the last 7.
Yeah, I
Home
mean the
court.
ball's in his hands always. So
Yeah, and again, pace, right?
Mhm.
Indiana likes to play with pace. Knicks are going to try to slow it down a little bit.
Right.
I don't know how much though. They'll be able to do that in the very open series. Feels like the kind of thing they'll need a little bit of time to get there. Their last series, they didn't really have to deal with that quite as much. Boston again was when once Tatum was out,
Yeah.
especially. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Brunson over on the 7 3 point attempts tonight. They need to keep pace with Halliburton, what he's doing. So I'm playing Turner over 6.5 rebounds, Brunson over 7 3-point attempts. What do you see?
Mitchell Robinson. The only thing I'm worried about him is foul trouble, perhaps, but they're going to need his
Mm-hmm.
size and his physicality on the block, obviously, against Miles Turner. So I feel like if he can stay out of foul trouble and not be a liability at the end of quarters in the last 2 minutes, he's going to make an
Mm-hmm.
impact in this game. And what was interesting, I saw here, his 12.5 PRA is the same number as his 12.5 points and rebounds. So you might as well
Okay.
take the value with the assists at the same number.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
played the 12.5 PRA for Mitchell Robinson. I think he could grab 10 boards alone in this game.
I think so too. Again, his minutes have been going up quite a bit as the playoffs have been going on. Of course, was injured for a good portion of the season. I think also as you look at the series, I like pace plays.
Mm.
The other guy I would watch in this series is Neesmith. Slowed down a little bit in the last round. Like some of his plays, may not play him as much tonight. You look at the 24.5 points, represent assists there as a demon play. I would probably play the 18.5.
I like this eight and a
Straight
half
play there.
Goblin. I think eight and
I
a half or nine
That
and a half
feels
on the Goblin is really good value. I think he can
yeah.
go for 10 points.
Yeah, I see that too.
His
Again,
regular line's at 12, so I take this 9.5.
Well, here's the thing: the Celtics played traditionally. The Knicks were built to beat the Celtics. We knew that they're swing guys defensively, their wings to try to control them a little bit. We are looking at a situation now where this is Indiana's a little harder to figure out how to guard.
Mm.
And so I do think the Knicks will lock in on it. I just think it's going to take a couple of games. I would not be surprised about a game one upset. Honestly, I
Yeah,
kind of feel
no, the
like
Knicks have been good on the road too, so I agree with that.
yeah. So I think we play that. All right. So that's any others before we go here.
I was looking for a minute at Josh Hart, but his numbers
Hmm.
kind of concern me. But he's one of those guys he's going to be out there. If there was 49 minutes in a game, he would probably play 50.
Right.
So
Right.
he's just one of those guys that's always on the court. And he's more his scoring is kind of up and down. I like
Yeah.
him more in kind of the effort sort of
Yeah. The
categories.
rebounds and assist numbers
Yeah,
with him are something I would look at. Yes,
yeah,
for
that's
sure.
exactly where I was looking his rebounds. Because I was trying to pull up the number here. His PRA is at 28 and a half.
Hmm.
That might be a little high. 9.5 rebounds. He's surprisingly a high volume rebound. I would probably
Yeah.
go under on 9.5 rebounds for Josh Hart tonight.
Hmm. Hmm. I could
But I
see
think he's
that
going to get a
again.
lot of minutes. So this 9.5 seems kind of high, especially if Robinson's going to be out there and Turner gets a lot of offensive rebounds. So
Hmm.
there could be just less opportunities, for a perimeter player to grab rebounds in this particular series.
All right. So those are some of the plays that we like tonight. Again, use the code 5FIVE. We'll be back tomorrow. Got the Panthers coming back after winning their first game against Carolina. And of course, OKC now up 1-0. Pretty easy win or pull away win
Yeah,
against
Minnesota looked
Minnesota.
terrible.
Yeah, they did. Use the code 5FIVE. Put down your $5. Get 50 to play right away. Support us, support yourself, and give yourself a chance if you're a Heat fan to get through a playoff series that might be a little difficult otherwise. Have a good one, everybody.